we releasing episodes differently now?
We are doing them a little different, but it doesn't matter now if we say it on this episode.
Yeah, well, true, but
unless I cut this and make it into an Instagram video.
That'll work.
By the way, we're releasing episodes 3 times a week, 30-minute episodes. You're welcome.
It's either on Friday or Saturday. We didn't decide yet.
It'll be tomorrow, not today, which you won't know it.
Definitely not today's tomorrow for you, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't change the past, but you can change the future. Welcome back to the Dank Swamp Rebellion in Part 4 with Tony Malcombe of Electric Sheep Audio. Stay tuned after the show to hear MuchLikeMountains. Can you make a pedal that whenever you wah it down, it goes, yeah, 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 yeah? Oh, like, are you triggered?
No,
Are you triggered by yeah, yeah?
A little bit. But, dude, just think about it. Instead of a wah-wah pedal, a yeah-yeah pedal.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you. See that?
See that?
Yeah, man, that dude pulled a taser out on me one time.
Wait. What? Well, who? What? Who's?
Yeah. Y'all know who Yang is.
Make me a yeah pedal, bro.
Yeah.
It's literally just like a sample in a metal enclosure. Then when you touch it,
yeah.
No, it's gonna be like a wah pedal with a foot.
Yeah.
It's Jerry curl juice.
That's what keeps it fluid.
That's the juice. That's the fucking lube on
Yeah,
it.
there's a cowboy hat on the top, and it uses taser batteries.
Damn. So what happened? You fucking.
Did you come out unscathed at least?
Yeah, man. Look, it's not like the best story. I know T Dave wanted me to tell it, but so I'm like sitting down at the bar at Boogie's and having a conversation with Yang. I don't know what the hell he's saying, but I'm just agreeing. I'm like, yeah, man, yeah. And his yans start getting more aggressive. They get louder. His body posture gets more aggressive. Like he's more tense.
He's all bowed up like Yana in your face.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to get nervous. I'm like, apparently I agreed with something that I shouldn't have agreed with.
Yeah.
So like,
you said yeah, and you should have said no.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like gripping the table. I'm looking at the door, like looking where I could run to. Because I'm like, I don't want to fight this guy, I don't know. Didn't know what was going on.
Don't want this guy to fight me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I knew something bad was going to happen just by his yes, right?
and for everyone who hasn't listened to the episode where we say who he is, this guy is literally his enunciation of yeah is his conversation.
Yeah, that's all he said. This is the only word.
He could say that.
He's a Bayou legend.
Yeah. I know guys that have claimed that have had full conversations and understand them, but they were under the influence of whatever. But anyway.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
He's the commune with the aliens.
Let me find out that he's the motherfucking master of the universe. Holy shit.
I mean, who's the most out of place person on the bayou?
Yeah. You got it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're I could tll this dude's getting hot. He's getting mad, and I don't know why. And kind of look at the door. I turn back, and there's a taser in my face. A couple inches away from my nose. I'm like, oh shit! I've never been tased before. Still to this day, never been tased. So I was like, oh, shitting on myself. Yeah,
that's close enough, though, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, no, what did I do?
What did you agree to?
Yeah, that's probably. He's like, hey, you want to get tased? And I was like, yeah.
He's like, yeah. I just got that, which meant I got new batteries in my taser.
Yeah, and he wasn't.
You want to try it? And you said, yeah.
Yeah, and he wasn't really mad. He was just very excited.
Like, yes, this dude's gonna let me tase his face.
And
You want me to? Can I tase your face? Yeah, man. Whatever. Yeah.
like, oh shit, it's about to go down. I'm about to tase your ass.
He wasn't mad. He was excited.
Don't know. That's what bothers me about this. That's why I remember it for the rest of my life. Not because I was scared, but because I will never know.
What you agree?
Exactly. I'll never know.
Doesn't that suck? Not knowing. I mean, it's the same principle for suicide. You just never know.
And aliens.
And aliens.
And death.
Yeah.
Aliens, suicide, death, the meaning of life, and yeah, all in one bucket.
I want to hear the yeah pedal.
So how did you get out of it though? Like, did he just fucking just leave?
Oh no, there's this guy that I know. Just so happened to be in the bar. There was only like 4 or 5 people in the bar.
Of course, it's Boogie's.
Yeah, dude. Look, I spent a lot of time there.
Not sponsored, by the way.
We did spend a lot of time and money there.
Yeah, but I'm cool if I never go back. Honestly, like I'm over that.
I got places like that too.
That was a point in time type thing.
Right.
Oh yeah, it was cool when it lasted.
Yeah.
Like when you used to go to the Cockpit on the east side of Houma. The Cockpit Lounge, you never been there? No?
Can't say I have, man.
It's a weird place, man. Almost got tased in there, but different kind of way.
Sounds special.
No, but I had a friend, I guess an acquaintance that stepped in and took the hit for me because he saw I was about to get tased and he's like, yeah. Well, this guy was just trying to be badass, really.
I could take a taser.
Yeah. You know, like there was probably like out of the 5 people, maybe there was 1 girl, and he's like, okay. Maybe this will make me look cool. I don't know. I don't know. For whatever reason, he was like, hey, man, tase me instead.
Let me tell you something, Bob. I don't know where you got this fucking king cave from, but that son of a bitch, man, is good. It ain't like that old, I don't want to name drop him and make him feel bad, but Rouse's Supermarket on St. Mary Street in Thibodaux, Louisiana. Y'all make a dry ass king cake, man, but Gros Vaunt didn't like that.
You don't like a dry one?
Let me tell you something, Bab. You think you can make Gros Vaunt a new paddle for his bike, Bab? You say you're making paddles? I want a paddle for my bike.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, but Cypress? What you want?
Man, if you could do a Cypress knee or even an elbow, either way, I don't care, but just something.
What about I can make you a Cypress knee seat for your bicycle.
Oh, let me tell you something, Buzz. One thing about Gros Vaunt, he ain't queer no more, Bab. I'll give that up back in my 737274. Don't do that shit no more. But yeah, bro, let me tell you something. I've been listening to all this shit about all y'all been doing and the musicians and all that shit. Y'all all a bunch of musicians. Y'all ain't done a fucking trick one. You ain't made a rabbit disappear or made the queen of spades as my card. Nothing. Y'all horrible musicians, man. I fucking hate that. I wouldn't pay a penny to get a show with y'all.
I didn't pull a rabbit out my ass. I'm sorry, man.
Well, you could try that too. I've seen that at the pit stop on that stripper pole. That's something that would happen. Rabbit hunting in the 90s was way different than it is now.
I don't know, bro. Look, last year I went on the back road and we bush hogged some property. And we peeled some rabbits, dude.
And you said bush hog, it made me think old Phil. Rest in peace, man. That's the only kind he liked, those BBWSSs.
Bush hog.
Yeah.
Snarling.
But yeah, man.
I'm so glad he came to see me real quick. Glad he liked the king cake, too.
Oh, yeah.
That king
good
cake
shit.
was fucking awesome.
It was.
It was really
I really dug that cream cheese filling. It's delicious.
That's from the Bayou Quick Stop in Lockport.
Come on, bro.
Uh-huh.
Quick Stop's a nice place.
That's the new little gas station right there by the bridge.
They got that clean little bat room in there.
Not far from the new Twist.
Y'all go check out the Twist, man. If you got looking for something really good to eat in the Lockport, Matthews or Aceland area, or even down in the Galliana area, check them out, bro. You're not doing wrong.
Yeah, if you like the one down the bayou, you gotta love the one up the bayou.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Yeah, I had a shrimp boy. Could not tell the difference. Tasted exactly like the one down the bayou. Toasted bun, everything.
That's amazing because that's far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a far
You got different people cooking. You got brand new kitchen equipment. I don't know how, but it tasted exactly like I would have got one down the bayou.
Now, I will tell you this. When we went down to Grand, I always come back up the bayou, bro. I had to stop at D&D and get some chili dogs. I don't know what I did. and Kelly's hooked now. Every time we come back up the bayou, we can stop for chili dogs. And I'm not saying like this is some world-class recipe. Their hot dogs are red. The red wing, red rocket hot dogs and all.
The red weenie.
But yeah, but good ass shit, dude. I could munch down on some chili dogs from D&D.
It's been a long.
That's a staple, bro.
It is.
Old Double D. Remember when they had the little horse ride, that little rocket shit?
Oh yeah, I broke that. I broke. I didn't know you wasn't supposed to ride that at 28.
All hopped up on fucking chili dogs, busting ass on this fucking little.
One time they caught Gros Vaunt butt ass naked on that little hearse bed, and I had me but I wasn't really full naked because I made me a little gun belt from my beers, and I had a few empties, because I don't like the litter. I won't throw that on the ground, me. And I was sitting there going back and forth, and the little kids was like, "Oh, mama, get that naked man off the horse." I said, "You listen, you little son bitch, man. You gonna wait your fucking turn." And then the cops came, dragged me away, and whatever, some more, and all that shit.
Better than my getting taste story.
Good old Blue Moon.
The Blue Moon. Yeah, my grandmother really was a hooker there, though. My mama. My real grandmother died on the way back from a Barnum and Bailey circus back it was in New Orleans. This was way back in the Gap. My dad was only about 15 years old when it happened. He was actually in the car, woke up 6 weeks later out of a coma, and his mom was already in the ground. And my grandfather moved in my grandmother, who he had already had pregnant, who was a hooker at the Blue Moon and lived the next street over. If you're in Punch's Seafood, like little parking lot, the house that's cat a corner, that's my grandparents' house. And he moved there in and told all his kids that they were all kind of beat up, but the mom died. My real grandmother died. And he said, "Here's your new mom, and she's pregnant with your brother Michael."
Worked quick, huh?
Things back in the Gap on the bayou worked a little different. They hit different back then.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Very
crazy.
Wild. Yeah.
And that's why I'm so well-rounded.
Shit. It's true, man.
My grandma used to tell me all the time, I said, my mom was doing, she said, "Come over here, Gros Vaunt, and sit on my lap and feel how warm and wet it is." That's it.
I just seen in that flashback actually hit you. Out loud.
I can smell my own flashback, Bab. Oh, TT, I miss you, Bab. And that we call her TT too, because she was little. She's a little tiny thing, Bab. Little, they call that. Yeah, she wore a wig. And it was crazy because it looked like a little fucking yard gnome running around with a little wig, or a little powdered wig. And she was always fucking horny, babe. And I remember she used to say, "Y'all go outside and get your cool pop, but don't open the deep freezer on the right." And the reason being is because deep freezer on the right was full of the pornos in that. And the cool pops and the social crabs, that was on the left. One day I was not paying attention, babe, but opened that up. Oh, that the biggest black satin you ever seen, bro. It was about 3 or 4 feet long, that dude's bird. It was crazy. They had a white girl riding that thing. I couldn't believe. I didn't know what to do. So I just went getting me a cool pop and went sitting the tree and thought about it for a little while.
I hope, and it has to, and I can't wait, that the music scene bounces back when COVID finally.
I think people are hungry for it, man. I really do.
I miss it so much, man. I really do.
I'm kind of scared that the oppression is going to bake in a lot of anxieties in doing it again.
Oh, it'll probably be rocky at first and slow, but
it's gonna be rough. but there's always a will, there's a way.
Oh, yeah.
And
Do y'all feel that because of COVID and so many states being on lockdown, that when it does finally, and people have been locked down for so long in some states, do y'all feel like once it does lift, that we're going to have now this new breed of recluses that just don't come outside?
I do.
I was already doing that.
Well,
I was a pre-COVID reclusive, and
Tyler's been doing that since '97.
what's going on now, I've been
has
living,
nothing to do with that.
I've been living this life for a while, and I'm cool with it. It's quiet. But look, yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to breed some new I think good and bad's going to really come out of it. I mean, I think we might come out the chute fucking running super quick and crash and burn and then build up. And I really think that's what's going to happen to the entertainment industry in general, because everyone is so hungry to get out.
I'll tell you, I was already kind of worried before COVID, because I remember my youngest brother is 8 years younger than me. And I remember when he was in high school, and I was like, hey, man, when's Battle of the Bands? He's like, what are you talking about?
What?
He's like, I said,
What?
yeah. He's like, what are you talking about? I said, Battle of the Bands. They do it every year. When is it? He's like,
There is no Battle of Bands.
no. I'm like, dude, none of your friends in bands?
There's no talent show? No nothing?
No, he's like, no. I'm like, none of your friends play guitar, bass, drums? And it's like, no.
I think that
No, they just blow each other. That's it.
But it just kind of, it freaked me out, because I remember when I was in high school, like,
Oh, yeah.
everybody was in a band, man. There was like, a good 15 bands throughout the school,
Which
just
is-
at South.
and we took that shit for granted then,
Yeah.
man, because like that's not part of the culture anymore.
Yeah. Dude, you know what he told me? I got a buddy that DJs.
Oh,
Dude, I hate that, too, because,
Yeah.
like, my kid's friend... Dude, I was pissed. Kid's friend comes over, super liberal shit. The mom wants to meet my wife, Kelly. So she comes in, and she's like, oh, y'all should come camping with us. I heard that Cody plays music, and he should come because my husband plays music, too. And I'm cooking in the kitchen. And Kelly says, really? What does he play? She goes, oh, he DJs.
he plays music. Like
He presses play.
He presses the play
Yeah.
on the music.
And she goes, no, my husband actually is a musician. And she's like, oh, you can bring your guitar. You say guitar, dude, that's another thing that rips my ass. That's like saying pecan. Guitar is pecan to me. But with the pedal stuff, man, what is your ambitions with this? What is your ultimate goal?
I'd like to start kind of like a boutique deal, small batch. I have no ambitions of doing it large scale, because I want to do. I really want to put some quality into it, Really want to take some time, because I'm still learning. This is a new thing for me. It's a new, venture. It's something I'm trying to get better at, and I really want to take my time before I put a price on it and have somebody, I want to give people the best that I could do. So,
Still really early in the process.
right. Yeah, this is a brand new deal. I've been at it for probably about a month now. It's something I always wanted to do.
And nobody else on the bayou is doing it.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
nobody's on the nobody on the bayou is doing this.
Yeah.
It's a cool idea, and I always, when I see stuff like this, it makes me wonder, what made you think of doing it? Because, and people say, what made you think of doing a podcast, or what, but it's like, as a musician, I think I have thought of so many ways to make money, or even just as a hobby or whatever, and then I never in my life was like, hey, I should make a pedal.
Well, I'll tell you, the reason I got into it was because just like what we're talking about, not being able to go to a live show and even like jam with your friends is hard now. People don't want to get out, and especially like being an adult. Everybody's got lives. They've got kids. They've got jobs. It's not like being in high school where you get off of work, you don't have anything to do. You go to your buddy's house and jam in their mom's
Yeah,
garage.
fuck responsibility.
So it's just like, look, I need to do something with music. It's something I always thought about, and I just like I couldn't read electrical schematic for the longest time. Always looked at it, never really made sense to me. I come from the oil field too, so I was a production operator, and I learned how to read piping and instrument diagrams, which is very similar to electrical schematic, in the sense that if you know what this symbol means and you know how to follow a flow path, you could understand, both. So it was like, hey, I was looking at it, I'm like, this is kind of like, this is what this works. I think I get this. And I started really getting into it. I'm like, dude, now I understand what's going on. Now this clicks. And like I was saying earlier, I started watching a couple good guys on YouTube that really broke it down and made it click for me. And I'm like, okay, I really want to do something with music. I've always been interested in electronics. I love pedals. Always had a buttload of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always something that I wanted to try. So I was like, I'm gonna give this a shot. So I actually tried building an ABY, just like a channel selector.
Yeah.
And the schematic I was going off of, I didn't like the layout. It had like the input on the left side and output on the right side, which is like not normal for
it's
pedal.
backwards.
Yeah, so I'm like,
it's the UK shit.
yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna build this upside down. So I was looking at it on my computer the right way, and then building it physically in front of me backwards.
That's amazing.
And it
That is awesome.
Look, and it worked, but the lights were backwards.
Oh.
Yeah, so the left switch would turn on the right light, and vice versa.
Almost.
And I'm like, dude, I was so close, and I couldn't just flip the lights around because I didn't make the wires long enough. But that was the first pedal I built. I'm like, okay, I could do that. I could solder. Let's step it up. Let's build a fuzz. And so that's what the direction I'm gonna take. That's the kind of tone that really catches my ear guitar wise, is like, just because there's so many different variations, and
I think you should call it the marsh meat fuzz pedal. I like marsh meat. It reminds me of a couple girls down in Pontown.
If you had a slab of fucking steak with a swamp hanging out on it.
Yeah, I have a brand name, if you want to call it that, company name. We call it Electric Sheep Audio, and kind of the way that fits in is because it's an ode to Philip K. Dick. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which is the book that Blade Runner was based off of.
Yeah.
Because there's all these electrical, replicant type clone aspects to building pedals. Because every good pedal, you can't reinvent the wheel, right? It's very seldom that somebody comes up with a brand new circuit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just somebody else's that's improved. It's a replicant. It's a clone.
And now it's time to light 'em if you got 'em, much like mountains.
that's really it.
you for listening to the Dank Swamp Rebellion. Tune in next week with the return of Rattlesnake Dre. Check us out on social media and at dsrtalks.com.